Dangerous. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you 5 quick tips for eyeshadow, eye looks, everything that really involves doing a whole eye look. So I did already do a video that's eyeshadow tips for beginners, which I will link down below. But this one, I just wanted to make it 5 simple things that I think are really important that have really helped me that might help you guys when you're doing an eye look. So if you're interested in learning my 5 quick tips, stay tuned. So the first one I recommend, and these are in absolutely no particular order, this is just how I thought of them in my head. I do recommend using tape. Now this may sound silly to some of you, but if you guys watch some of my videos, you know that I do use tape sometimes. Sometimes I want a nice straight line, especially if I'm going to be doing a winged liner and I really want the wing liner to follow the line where my eyeshadows were. I'm not the neatest. I'm not the, most perfect in blending my shadows in. Sometimes I get a little messy, let's be honest. And other times, if you already do your foundation first, you don't want to have to go in with a Q-tip and makeup remover and swipe to create that line if your foundation and your base is already done. So, using tape can be a great way for you to get that line really straight the way you want. So you just take a piece of tape, you place it on the back of your hand to get off all that stickiness so you don't go ripping off skin, because that would be bad. Don't tell anybody I recommended you do that, because I didn't. And then you just take the tape off and you're just going to place it at whatever angle you want it on your face, and you press it down lightly, and then you just can continue working with your eyeshadows, and you can be as messy as you want, because when you pull off the tape you're going to have a nice crisp line. Tip number 2. It is very important to put eyeshadow on your lower lash line. This is not something that I always did. When I was younger, I would slap on some eyeliner all underneath there, and that was pretty much it. But if you want a nice cohesive look and you really want to bring the colors that you used up here down here a little bit and really make everything flow, it's great to kind of add a little bit to your lower lash line. And who knows, you may not want to wear eyeliner. You may not want your look to be that dramatic. You may be going for something softer. So instead of just having something completely unbalanced where you have nothing down here at all, and then you have a lot going on up here, smudging a little bit of shadow on your lower lash line can really help bring your look together. Most of the time, I use an angled brush like this one. But you can also use a pencil brush. You can use a bigger brush if you want to do a more dramatic smoked line. Whatever brush really works for you. I find an angled brush works best for me. And you can do this with absolutely any color at all. You can even do it with a pop of color if you do a very neutral eye, but maybe you want to pop on some blue or some pink underneath. My next tip deals with primers. I always use an eye primer. But when I first started using primers, I would only place them on my eyelid. And then I would notice when I was blending, sometimes my colors were going away, or it wasn't going the way I wanted to, and especially with my brow bone. I have an extremely stubborn brow bone. Why? I don't know. But every time I go to place eyeshadow underneath this one, it's gorgeous. This one, however, always gives me problems, and I can never get it to do what I want it to do. So I found that if I take my eyeshadow primer, sorry about the glare there, whoa. If I take my eyeshadow primer and I place it all the way up to the brow bone, that this really helps give my shadows a base. It gives your shadows a base on your eyelids, so why not on the inner corners of your eye if you're going to highlight? Why not underneath your lash line if you're going to be placing shadows there? And why not underneath your brow bone? My next tip, my number 4 tip, is about using an eyeshadow base. I always use a primer, like I said in step 3, or tip 3, I guess I should say. But sometimes you want to use a base. Sometimes you really want your colors to pop, like extra pop. And a lot of people recommend using a white base. This is just a white eye pencil, and this is by LA Colors, and it works great. But I find for me, I don't know if it's my skin tone, I don't know if it's my eyes and they just hate me, but I find for me that a white base works really well if I'm going to do a lighter shadow, if I'm going to do a neutral eye, or if I'm going to do a pastel look. But if I'm doing something really dark, or I'm working with a really bold color, white doesn't always tend to work for me. So something that I like to do is use an eyeliner base. And you can use any color you want. If you want to go for a neutral eye, use something that's a taupe color or something that's a really light brown. If you're going for like a really dramatic, deep gothic eye, use a black eyeliner. Or if you're going for a really bright eye and you have an eyeliner that's one of the colors that you're using, like blue or purple or pink or teal or orange, use that as a base. It's really going to help your shadows stick. It's really going to help them pop. And it's also going to help them last longer. I find when I use an eyeliner as a base, my shadows last 2 to 3 times longer than with just the eye primer alone. So what you do is you just take your eyeliner and you're just going to make little marks on your eye. You don't want to fill in the whole eye because you're going to put shadows over there. Don't be so dramatic. But you just want to make little marks on your eye, and you'll just take a brush. This is the brush that I like to use. This is just a dome brush by e.l.f. You take that brush and you're just going to blend everything out on your eyelid. Just make everything nice and smooth, and when you go apply your eyeshadows over top, it's really going to make everything just come out so much better. My 5th and final tip for this video is lashes. Lashes, lashes, lashes. I don't have the world's best lashes, so for me, lashes are extremely important in an eye look. So this is going to have kind of a 3-part kind of thing to it. The first one is always curl your lashes. Yes, that sounds obvious, and yes, everyone tells you to do that, but I have had an eyelash curler for I don't know how long, and I always think, oh, I'm going to curl my lashes, and then I don't want to take the time, or I forget, or I'm rushing, or I'm like, oh, it's not that serious. When you don't curl your lashes, especially when you have non-existent eyelashes like I do, you can tell. When you do curl them, it makes a huge difference, because what it's doing is it's really curving your eyelashes and it's bringing them up. So they're really pronounced. It works especially well too if you have very straight lashes and they tend to stick out and you can't really see them when you're head on like this. It brings them up and it curls them up, and it really just kind of just defines your entire eye look, especially if you're doing a dramatic eye look. So I curl my lashes every single day. The second part to this tip is to use mascara, more than one mascara. Now this may not work for everybody, but this works for me. So after I've curled my lashes and I go to put on my mascara, I always use at least 2 kinds, at least 2 different kinds. I have no volume, I have no length, I have no lashes. So I always use at least 2 kinds, sometimes 3 if I'm feeling frisky, at least 2 kinds when I go to apply my mascara. The one I have been loving is my Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. This is a sample I got and I'm almost out. I need to get another one, like a big one, like a big one. I love this stuff. I will apply this first, and then I will go in with my second coat with a different mascara, and I usually follow it up with my Maybelline the Falsies, just because I really like that this gives me some nice fullness, but this kind of breaks the lashes apart for me and gives me some fullness on the end and really kind of feels like it lengthens. So I always recommend doing at least 2 different types, brands, whatever, of mascara. One for one coat, one for another coat, and hey, throw in a third, throw in a fourth, throw in as many as you want, but at least 2. My third part to this final tip is falsies. Falsies is something I have not perfected till recently. If you guys watch my videos, you know I never wore falsies. I never wear falsies. I don't know how to do falsies. In every video I'm like, falsies would look great with this look, but I can't do them. So I've recently figured out how to do false lashes and how to apply them. And I do have a video coming up for you guys. It's kind of a fun walkthrough of like my first experience applying them in this really kind of weird way. But I have figured out how to do them normally. And I really think it really makes a difference, especially if you're doing a really dramatic look. So if you're doing an everyday look, just curl your lashes, apply 2 to 3 coats of mascara, use the 2 different kinds, follow those tips, and that should give you enough lashes for you to rock every day. But if you're going to do a dramatic look, or you have an event, or you really just want to pump it up, honestly, false lashes are freaking amazing. It takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of time. But if you can figure out how to apply false lashes, you will improve your look by 6 times, and you'll be staring at yourself like, oh my god, they're so pretty. I don't have them on today. You see, I'm like, they're not that pretty. But those are my tips for lashes because it's all about the lashes. I hope you guys found those tips helpful. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up as always. And also, if you would like to hear more tips and tricks, let me know in the comments down below. And also let me know what you thought of this video. And if you guys have any other eyeshadow, eye look tips to share with me and share with everybody else on my channel, please write it in the comments down below so we all know, because I could always use a little bit of help in that department, and maybe somebody else might not know about something that could really help them. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If you are, thank you. I love you. You guys are so amazing. I'm really enjoying doing this for you. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I will see you guys soon in the next one. Bye.